Absolutely, very humbling. I mean, this game obviously it has its ups and downs. And yesterday was one of those days for us that didn't go our way, and it's very humbling. And like I said yesterday, even looking back at it, I feel like they had a good scheme and they came out. I mean, very aggressive and very ready for that game, and we didn't come out the same way in match 19 the other week. When you get down a little bit, it's hard to claw your way back in. We just didn't ever bring that intensity from the get-go.
Do you think the play calling might have been a little too conservative with you in there for the first time?
No.
Johnny, where's your confidence at?
No, we're fine. I mean, we're going to regroup this week and put that to bed, and that's in the past, and you move on. I mean, people are going to have bad games. We're going to have a bad game as a unit, and now the biggest thing for us is how do you respond when some of this adversity hits us like this. It's the end of the year. I mean, we've been playing a lot of weeks. It's been a grind for us, but I mean, we want to see people in here in this locker room that are excited to finish out the rest of the season and want to come to work every day, still ready to get better and still trying to finish the season on a positive note.
Johnny, aside from the end result, what was most surprising about how yesterday's game played out?
Yeah, I mean, you just don't really envision that in your head when you go throughout the week and you have a really good week of practice and you feel really prepared and really confident going into the game, and then something like that happens. Obviously, it just kind of catches you off guard, but definitely after going through our week of practice and the way I felt that we prepared through the week, I mean, that was the biggest surprise. It's how the outcome was.
Have you watched the film yet?
We did.
What did you, looking at it, what do you think, and were there anything that stuck out to you right away that you
know, for us, I think our mistakes we made were too critical at times in the game, and the way we were yesterday didn't get an opportunity to really stay on the field and sustain any type of drive. So, I mean, we just shot ourselves in the foot whenever we couldn't have any mistakes. And looking back at it, I think obviously I made a couple mistakes here and there that obviously wish I could take back on some of those throws. But I mean, watch the film, put that to rest, and learn from it. And I think yesterday, sitting with Kyle towards the end of the game, he's sitting there coaching me up and trying to help me understand some of these things. And I think he did a great job of doing that, and even into the day with the film.
How confident are you, going forward that this was just an aberration and you're going to be the Johnny everybody expects you to be?
I mean, I think we showed some flashes there. It wasn't all bad. I mean, we only got 38 plays, 40 plays in there, so I mean that's not a ton of looks. But I mean, I think obviously we left some plays on the field that we would have wanted back. I left some throws on the field that I would have wanted back, and as a group, I think we did that. So I think we'll be fine, and this is just a little bump. And now the biggest thing for us is to see how everybody responds and come back and focus on Carolina this week and get a win.
Was there a concern at that point? The stadium was all hyped up. You were obviously excited coming out of the tunnel. They come out with an 8-minute drive. They score a touchdown. How much of a damper was that for you guys when you finally took the field?
We did notice that just on film today. Just that first drive, the clock for our first play of the game is up with 7.5 minutes left. So, I mean, you have to give them credit for what they did and what their game plan was, even offensively and defensively. And they came out and executed, and we didn't. And really, that's all it comes down to.
Was there a concerted effort on Shanahan's part to keep you in the pocket, or was that the Bengals who did that? Because you didn't seem to get out a lot.
I think what we did, we tried to make some plays, and we just didn't connect on those. But I felt like I could do everything that I needed to do in the pocket yesterday, and whenever I did get a chance to break the pocket, I felt like some things happened. We just didn't capitalize on those things. So I think it was really just a different day, a little bit of an off day for us, and that's really what I'm going to chalk it up to.
How do you go in this next game, Johnny, and not put more pressure on yourself after what happened yesterday?
I think we just come through this week, be prepared, and the week of practice tells the tale for us. So getting out this week, feeling comfortable with the plays that we have installed, feeling comfortable yet again. This is another week for me to get all the reps throughout the week of practice, get more and more comfortable with these guys that are in there with the ones, and really hash out and weed out some of these mistakes that we had.
Getting what specifically affected your rhythm throwing the ball?
I think we tried to get a little bit of a rhythm early, but not being able to stay on the field, and you're getting maybe a completion here, a completion there, and then you're off the field and you're back to the sideline. I mean, it's hard to sustain and get anything going when it's like that. So, that's really what hurt us early on through the game, and we never got a chance to really stay on the field until I think midway towards the end of the second quarter.
What were some of the flashes? When you watched the film today, what made you pump your fist?
I don't think there's anything from that game getting beat 30-0 that's going to sit there and make you pump your fist. But just going through some progressions, I feel like there was just some miscommunication. There was some times we were off, one person was off, and it takes all 11 guys to make the whole thing work. So you can see the plays that we did have a few positive gains, some positive things here and there. We were all on the same page, and all 11 of us were working together. But if that doesn't happen regularly and consistently, we're not going to have a very good day offensively.
Harold Hodge came after you again, this time calling for whoever drafted you to be fired. I don't know if you saw that, but if you did, what's your reaction to?
You know, Merrill obviously has his opinion. I think it's very well known that he's not a big fan of mine, and you know, that's his opinion, and he's entitled to that. All he wants to be entitled to too. But for me, you know, I'm not really listening to any outside noise or what anybody else has to say. I know that I need to play better, and if I don't, then people are going to continue to say things like that. But for me, I just need to focus on what I can control and what these guys in the locker room think about.
Marvin Lewis sought you out after the game. What did that mean to you?